Well, hello. This is Yvonne Teoh Bource from Connect Soul with your weekly soul wisdom. And I think I've lost all track of time or dates. I think today this will be for the week of July 30th, as I'm telling you, I've lost track of time. And as you can see, I'm obviously not in my office. I am sitting on a beautiful luxury motor launch belonging to some beautiful friends of mine, and I'm speaking quietly because everyone else is still asleep. So I'm in a wonderful place called Hamilton Island, Queensland, Australia. And this is just such a blessed experience for me. This is a gift. I've come to spend some time with some very dear, dear friends of mine. But of course, I still want to do a weekly soul wisdom. So here I am, and I want to dedicate this particular week's soul wisdom to a beautiful man that has come to mean a lot to me in the last year or so, as he's my go-to man for my health. A man who is a true healer at heart, who gives and gives and gives, and I realized that maybe his giving and receiving was a little out of balance, and I thought that would be a wonderful topic for this week's soul wisdom. So let's look at how balanced your giving and receiving is in your life. I know how wonderful it is to give. You know, we love to give. It's in our human nature. But we have to keep that in balance somehow. You know, all giving and no receiving, it just empties your bucket and it empties your energy, and it means that you end up being sad, resentful, often feeling a bit of a victim to woe is me. I give so much and yet I'm struggling in life. And there are just too many humans who live in that state of mind, and I thought it would be a really good topic for today and for this week. For me, of course, being a natural healer, wanting to heal, you know, my original profession was in nursing, and so healing is intrinsic to my essence. But what I never ever really came to grips was the receiving part of the equation of the law of giving and receiving. And it took some big life crises for me to have to be forced to ask to be supported, to ask for things I needed, and then to be open to receive without, this is the key, without the need to have to repay it. Now, if you've been watching my videos in the past, you'll know that I talk about this life is a prepaid organism. So when things come back to you, it is as a result of what you have put into it. And whoa, I can hear all the people going, yes, but I give so much and I receive so little. Well, but it's not so much about the doing. It's about your thoughts and your focus. So if you are giving and giving and giving, and your focus is on have not, I don't have this, I'm always giving, but I don't have this and I don't have that and I can't do this and I can't do that, and I'm always giving, but these people are never there for me. If that's a story that you're running, then the universe can only give you those stories back. So I would like to just open you up to the understanding of how the law of giving and receiving actually works. I don't have to talk to you about how to give because I think it's our human nature. I think that we all do that really well. What I want to talk about is how to receive and how to be open to receive, and what you need to change in you to actually to have it knock on your door, or even to open the door when it knocks. So what are the ingredients that you need to be open to receive an equivalent of what you are giving out? Remember the prepaid service. So the first thing that I believe is really essential is gratitude. And look, go and look up. I've done a whole video, a whole soul wisdom on gratitude. And it's this understanding to be grateful for what you have, grateful for the little things and the big things. The word thank you opens the door to everything that you need to receive. But if you are looking at the world outside of you and you're comparing it, and you might be looking at me and saying, well, that's all right for her. Look at her. She's sitting surrounded by, I tell you, mega $1 million worth of boats, right? Well, they're not mine. And neither is this boat I'm sitting on. It belongs to one of my friends. But that's another thing. You don't ever have to own the things you're given. You know, there are plenty of people who want to share their wealth with you. So, gratitude. The more grateful you are for what you have, for the little things, for the fact that when you're awake, that first breath you take and life is there for you to be lived any way you choose. You know, be grateful for the air that's there, because when you've taken your last breath, you're out of here. Be grateful for the little things that, like the food in your fridge, the sunshine, the rain, uh, your eyesight, your hearing. You know, the simple things like the laughter of a child, um, the sound of a friend's voice on the phone. Be grateful for all the little things that are in your life. That is number one. Now, what is number two? Number two is for me very much about the willingness to receive. I think we're all taught to give, but very few of us are taught to receive without, oh, you shouldn't have. Oh, no. Oh, that's just too much. Now, if you say that when you're given something, what is the universe, what is the message you're sending? I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Don't give that to me because I'm obviously not worthy. Stop doing it. When people give you something, be open your chest and your heart and go, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I love it. I take it to my heart. Be open to receive with joy, with an understanding that it couldn't come to you unless you'd already paid something into life. So when people give you things, that's a sign of the universe saying, here you are, there's it back. Here you are, there's it back. Here you are, there's it back. So the more open you are to receive, the more can come in. So we've got gratitude. You need to be open to receive, and you've got to stop saying, oh, no, thank you. Oh, please don't. Oh, don't. Look. And you know, are you the one that always jumps up and says, no, I'll pay the bill? Oh, man, I used to do that. Well, I've stopped doing that. You know, if someone wants to pay the bill, I'm just very gracious about it and say thank you. Because again, I know that it couldn't come to me unless I'd already paid something out. And I also know that when the opportunity comes, I will return the favor. But I know that I don't actually have to return the favor because they're giving it to me because they already feel that they want to do it for me. And for that, I'm grateful. So where are we? Gratitude, being open to receive with grace. So what else do we have to do to be open? Well, this is a big doozy. We have to appreciate our own value in life. If you don't think you're worthy, if you don't think that you're valuable, if you are giving because you are needy and you need validation for your self-worth and your self-love, the message you are sending out to the world again is I'm not worthy, I'm not valuable. When I first started this type of work, I had so much trouble in knowing how much to charge for my services because I love it so much. It's no effort to me. It's my life force, and so I just felt really bad because it made me feel so good that I needed to charge for it. But of course, I need to eat, and so I looked at it, and I, excuse me, in the beginning, I thought, I would charge very little. Excuse me. Early morning. I would, charge very little. But then, of course, what would happen for me in my life, I would struggle. I would struggle to pay my bills. I would struggle to live the lifestyle that I love. So I needed to look at something that we all have to look at in life, and that is the equivalent of service and remuneration. It has to be completely in balance. Everything, giving and receiving must be the same. It's the same side, but it's two sides of the same coin, okay? So they have to be in balance. You have to be willing to receive as much as you're giving. So if you are providing a service, then if you don't value the service that you are giving, then you will have difficulty in charging for it and being remunerated for it. And all that you're sending out to the universe is, I'm not worthy, I'm not as valuable as I think I am, and therefore you will not receive the equivalent of what you're giving out. This is a really touchy subject because we are so conditioned to not put um, airs on ourselves and not um, to be self-appreciative. But let me tell you, every person who's successful is successful only because they value what they give. They value their service and they ask to be appreciated for it, either, in money or in other services, whatever you want to do. But it has to be an equal exchange. This whole universe is built on order and balance. So when you're out of balance in the giving and receiving in your life, you will struggle. You will suffer. And if you're giving more than you are receiving, you are suffering. If you are receiving more than you're giving, you will suffer. It has to be in balance. So please take a good look at your life and go where that balance needs to be tweaked. You have to understand that we all are in this life to provide a service using our natural gifts. Whatever turns you on, whatever you're good at, turn it into a service and you will be remunerated as long as you value the service you're giving. You have to claim how amazing you are. You have to not just better. That doesn't mean you're better than anyone else. It means that you own it. You're going, you know what? I'm making a positive impact in this world. And for that, I am open to receive an equal amount in whatever services, gifts, joy, love, laughter. All of those things are the abundance of your life. So if you feel that you're not abundant in any part of your life, then you need to examine, excuse me. I don't have any water here, so you're going to just have to put up with me at the moment. Okay, so this whole idea of not having enough in your life means that in one of those areas, you're out of balance. You're giving too much and not being open to receive. We have this nature within us that we want to make people happy. Now, the reason for that is because we know what feeling happy is like. But when you are completely focused on making others happy without attention on your own happiness and well-being, that's completely out of balance and completely out of sync. And that spells disaster, absolute disaster. So remember, gratitude for little things, valuing yourself is number one, okay? Being open to receive. I want it all. People go, you can't have it all. Why not? All of what? I want all of what is going to lift me to a higher vibrational frequency so that I can be of more service. Because the fact is that if we are always giving and we don't receive an equal amount, we wear out, we burn out. and we end up not being able to give as much as we would like. It's all downhill from there. So I really beg of you, I want you to spend some time. There are some wonderful meditations on YouTube about being open to receive. Have a look at them and meditate where you open yourself and you see the universe open itself and just pouring in all the beauty, all the love, all the abundance. That is the equivalent of your giving. You don't have to ask for more than you think you deserve. All you have to say, because deservability is another thing that stands in the way. If you don't think you deserve it for whatever reason, because you don't have enough self-love, you don't have enough self-appreciation, you don't have enough self-value, then um, then again, your perception of what you're worth and what you ought to be receiving is out of balance. So what you can say in your meditation is, I'm open to receive the equivalent of what I have given. Can you imagine how wonderful that would be? I am open. Now that's your mantra. I'm offering that to you today for the whole week. Please repeat it all day long. I am open to receive the equivalent to all that I give, in whatever way is for the highest possibility for me and all concerned. Oh, let's say that again. I am open to receive the equivalent of all that I give to the highest possibility for me and for all concerned. Wow. And then you just look around and you see the little gifts. Someone bringing you an apple, someone ringing you up and asking you to the movies and offering to pay, someone wanting to buy you a cup of coffee. They're all signs. Walking out and seeing 5 cents on the pavement. Never leave money on the pavement. Okay, it's the universe offering you something. You must be open to receive the little so that the big can follow. Wow, it's a big one I've had to learn. And I do hope that you will take this to heart and you will take some of these ideas and you will start putting them into practice. Because when you do, you'll be amazed how unlimited, how infinite the abundance of this amazing field of consciousness is. But all of the beautiful things in life that you're asking for or you think are missing are living at a very high vibration. So if you think they're missing, you're operating at a lower vibration and the two can't come together. So this whole talk to this week is about, and this awareness this week is about balance, balance, balance. It's about knowing that you need to have the same amount coming in as you are coming out. So if you are in a service industry where you're working for yourself and you need to charge for it, you need to feel good about what you charge, right? It's important that you feel good about it. So, but thinking that people can't afford it, which is how I used to be. I used to think, well, people can't, I want to be open for people, my service open for people who need it. And so I thought, and that was so presumptuous of me, that the people who needed me or my service wouldn't be people who could afford, high fees. Well, that was a story. But of course, as part of my service is to teach you to be abundant, then why wouldn't they be able to give me an appropriate remuneration? So it took quite some time for me to build my self-value up to understanding that what I give out can actually not be paid for in money anyway, because when you change your life and everything around you changes and you live with more love and more abundance and more health, you can't put that into money anyway, so it's even ridiculous to try. So for me, it was more about looking at what was comfortable for me to um, ask for as a remuneration for the amount of service that I give. And so that is something that you've got to look at, and you go, well, if I went to somebody else who does something similar, what would they charge? So have a look at what other people charge. And if they charge a lot more than you're comfortable with, then find somewhere in the middle. Do your homework. Have a look. There are plenty of people who provide services like yours, and look at them worldwide and go, well, so what do they charge? If I wanted to avail myself of their service, what would they charge? Gives you a very good basic measurement of what would be appropriate for you. And then you find that place. But you cannot find it if you don't already claim that you have a service that is valuable, that you see that you have amazing impact into the world. And it doesn't matter whether you're sweeping the street, whether you are, going shopping for people, whether you are doing a lawn mowing service, whether you are doing what I do, whether you are a doctor or a blacksmith or whatever service that you are providing. If people come to you, they're obviously in need of it. But when you only have one standard of measurement, and that is, I will always give you my best. That is, I guess, the last rule of the balance of giving and receiving for me. Always give of your best, no matter what. And when you know that you do that you always give everything that you possibly can, then why not be remunerated for that? It's so important you value your own, your own place in the world. You were not created into this life for no purpose. You're not invaluable. You are an intrinsic, magnificent piece of the whole. Without you, this would not be what it is. We just don't understand that. We're not taught to see ourselves as a significant part of the whole, but you are. So please, please understand that. So I don't have a card this week. I do have them with me, but I didn't take them with me up here to the upper deck of this beautiful 68-foot Princess motor launch that I am so absolutely grateful to be spending 9 days on with my dear, dear friends who take this all around Australia. So I'm just going to leave it where it is because I don't want to embellish on this. I just want you to spend time with yourself. I want you to meditate on this wonderful mantra I've given you, and I want you to give me as much feedback as you can. And please, please, to this beautiful man that I've dedicated this to, please, you need to learn to value your service because it's magnificent. And you have to ask to be given in return. And you'd be amazed when you open yourself up with gratitude, appreciation of self-value, and all the things I talked about. There is such an amazing amount of goodies waiting, as Abraham calls it, in your escrow to be downloaded into your life. You just have to open the door. I love you. Have a beautiful week. Love yourself more, but above all, value yourself more. And you can think of me as being here on this beautiful boat, having this amazing holiday, which is just phenomenal. I feel so nurtured and so blessed. So I will see you next week back in the cold in Melbourne, and I look forward to hearing from you. What a beautiful life we live in. Just appreciate it and open your door to receive. Love yourself. Bye.